BRAINY presents 10 harsh but empowering truths you need to hear. Most people go through life avoiding the hard stuff, the thoughts they don't say out loud, the patterns they pretend not to notice, the accountability they keep pushing off. But ignoring the truth doesn't make it disappear. It just keeps you stuck. Now, these truths aren't the kind you'll find on an inspirational quote card. They're the kind that make you pause and realize you've been looking the other way for way too long. Facing them does take courage, but once you do, things will start to change. Not overnight, not effortlessly, but in a way that finally feels real. So if you're tired of sugarcoating and ready for honesty that actually helps you grow, keep watching. Number 1, you're probably not as self-aware as you think. It's easy to think you've got yourself figured out. You know your triggers, your flaws, your strengths. You might even pride yourself on your emotional intelligence. But true self-awareness extends beyond knowing what makes you tick. It includes understanding how you affect others, from how your words land, to the way your energy shifts a room, and how your actions align with your intentions. The truth is, it's human nature to hide our own blind spots. We excuse our own behaviors as being the result of stress or someone else's mistake. Meanwhile, we criticize others for doing the exact same thing. And unless you're willing to explore the uncomfortable, you'll keep repeating the same patterns. Number 2, you waste more time than you admit. We tell ourselves that we're too busy or overwhelmed, but who are we kidding? In reality, a lot of our time is spent on things that do absolutely nothing for our growth. Mindlessly scrolling, watching TV for hours on end, complaining. You know what I mean. Here's a reality check. You are not short on time. You're short on discipline. Your attention goes to distractions, and your energy leaks into things that don't push your life forward. Hours simply disappear into habits you barely notice. I know, the truth stings, but it's also freeing, because once you recognize where your time is leaking, you can start plugging the holes. And those hours you thought were gone, you can take them back, one intentional choice at a time. Number 3, what you tolerate, you normalize. Sometimes the most damaging patterns in life come from quiet compromises. I'm talking about letting things slide, laughing off something that wasn't funny, giving second, third, and 10th chances when someone's already shown you who they are. When you stay silent about what hurts, you train people to believe it doesn't. And after a while, those small acts of tolerance build into a reality you never agreed to, yet somehow accepted. It becomes your new normal. Listen, you don't need to explain your standards to anyone. You just need to set them and stick to them. Because the longer you keep making room for what you don't deserve, the harder it becomes to recognize what you do. Number 4, you don't have unlimited chances. You might think you'll get to it eventually, that the opportunity will still be there when you're ready. Newsflash, life doesn't freeze until you decide to show up. We often live like there will always be another shot, another day, another chance to fix things. But not everything circles back. Some things really do pass you by, and once they do, they're gone. I'm not trying to scare you. It's more like a wake-up call. If something matters to you, don't keep putting it on hold. Your chances aren't infinite, so act accordingly. Number 5, you might be the one holding yourself back. When you feel stuck in life, the first inclination is to look outward for reasons. But sometimes the biggest roadblock is you. You might be afraid of failing, or maybe deep down you're afraid of what will happen if you actually succeed. Worse, you don't believe you deserve more. So you stay in your comfort zone because it feels safer than risking the unknown. But comfort is not the same thing as growth. This is one of the most empowering truths you'll hear. After all, if you're the one holding yourself back, then you also have the power to break yourself free. Number 6, you can't fix people. This one hurts, especially if you're a giver. You can be someone's support, their safe space, even their second chance. But if they're committed to staying broken, your patience won't fix that, no matter how much you love them or care for them. Accept that other people's healing is not your job. And that's because real transformation has to come from within. You can't pour your energy into someone who's not ready to receive it. The best piece of life advice here is to love others enough to let them take responsibility for their own healing, and love yourself enough to stop drowning while trying to carry them. Number 7, you can do everything right and still lose. You can be the hardest worker in the room, the most loyal partner in the world, the most honest friend anyone could wish for, and still get blindsided by disappointment. It happens. When it does, people often think, what did I do wrong? But sometimes there's no answer. Sometimes you didn't do anything wrong. As brutal as it sounds, doing everything right is not a guarantee. And if you expect fairness from life, forget it. You'll end up bitter. This uncomfortable truth encourages you to develop mental toughness, how to keep going, and how to bounce back when life doesn't go according to plan. And that's a strength no one can take from you. Number 8, you won't always get closure from the people who hurt you. While it's perfectly normal to want closure and to make peace with the past, you need to realize that not everyone has the emotional capacity to give you that. Some people won't admit they were wrong. Others don't even remember the pain they caused. Again, it's not fair, but it's reality. And waiting around for someone to make it right might keep you stuck in pain far longer than the event itself ever did. Your healing shouldn't depend on someone else's apology. Personal growth requires learning to close your own chapters without needing permission to move on. Number 9, you might be someone's unfinished business. This one's a bit more uncomfortable, but you've hurt people too. Maybe not on purpose, but it happened. And there's someone out there carrying pain you caused. Maybe you left the person confused or unsettled. Perhaps you ghosted them unintentionally, or said something hurtful without batting an eye. This is one of those hard truths that truly keeps us humble. None of us walks through life without leaving marks on others. And just because someone didn't mention anything doesn't mean it didn't affect them. While you can't fix every loose end, what you can do is move forward with more grace. Number 10, you'll never be fully understood. No matter how well you explain yourself, there will always be parts of you that no one else truly gets. From the way your mind works to the quiet battles you fought, some of it just won't translate. It can feel lonely, but it doesn't make you unlovable. You're not necessarily too much or too complicated. You're a human being living an experience that can't be fully explained, and that's okay. Inner peace begins when you stop demanding total understanding from others and start offering it to yourself. You don't need to be fully understood to be fully whole. You just need to know your truth, and let that be enough. If you made it this far, congratulations. These truths aren't easy to hear. They weren't meant to be, but that's what makes them so empowering. The question is, what are you going to do with them? You can let them sting and go numb, or you can let them spark something new. Change always begins with honesty, and honesty begins with truth, especially the kind that makes you uncomfortable. Because if you're strong enough to hear these truths, you're strong enough to act on them. If this resonated with you, tap the like button, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Also, be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching.